once again had a really big week at work, so I didn't have much time to prepare anything fancy for the intro. So we're just gonna jump right back into where we left off, which was after a diplomatic exchange with the lord of this domain, which turned out to be Boss Strong, the imperious and slightly arrogant leader of the Midflits, whose number you have significantly diminished, of course, but that didn't really cut down his confidence and his claim to this keep. You've learned a few things. You've learned that they've actually been displaced by some mushroom-eyed people below the keep. You haven't found any entrance to any structures or caverns or anything below this level, so that's an interesting find from last time. And for now, you have decided to just leave them alone. They have kind of barricaded, well, not really barricaded, but they've withdrawn what's probably the last of their lot, since you haven't encountered any more in the remaining chambers of this keep, and there's not that much left that's unexplored. And they're all kind of literally with their back towards the wall. And you've decided to just let them steep for now. You've closed the door, and I believe we're all here. Yeah, I can see your cursors. And as you close the door and turn towards the main part of the keep once again, Artua just kind of hums, and he says, "It's sad, really, if you think about it. I mean, these poor, wretched creatures are just gonna get themselves killed at some point. Foolish illusions of grandeur trying to take over Otari. I mean, we could...
But if we get rid of whatever is keeping them out, they'll just go back to the hole they were in, and everything goes back to normal.
You want to deal with the mushroom-eyed people?
We're gonna have to deal with them one way or another.
Well, we don't even know where they are.
That's very true.
Besides, in any way, the old Lordos surely can handle one teeny tiny invasion. I mean, it will be good for his blood. I mean, he has such foul mood, and he would have a reason to have foul mood this time.
Yes, but I certainly wouldn't want to have to tell people in Otari that we knew they were coming and we just kind of let it happen.
Yeah, we'll tell them when we come back. It's okay.
They have spoken words, of course, but words are not the same as deeds. Do they truly deserve extermination for threats? I suggest that when we next return to town, we inform the guard so that they can keep their eyes open and be prepared for an...
Oh, I did not mean to imply that killing them is our only option. I mean,
we totally should snitch on them,
yeah. What was that?
We totally should snitch on them, yeah.
Yes, but I like the way that Birke sings. I mean, the root of the problem, if you follow the chain of thought, is the fact that they were displaced. I'm sure they've lived happily underneath the surface for a long time without ever bothering anyone.
It's called the disruption of an ecosystem. I read about that. If you have a hierarchy of things inside a jungle, forest, or anything, you move something, break something, and well, there's consequences and side effects. It's cascades, so to say.
Someone, meanwhile, will toss this one corpse into the clearance with your foot, saying that, well, these ones disrupted more than the ecosystem. They almost disrupted my blood flow with their stabbing things.
So there was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that my compassion to these little midwits is not infinite.
Understandable. Otto says, and as when Birke talks about disrupting an ecosystem, he like gives her a sidelong glance from probably her hip level, and says, kind of like seems impressed that she would knew such big words and use
Hey,
them
I hang out
appropriately.
in the library.
All right.
The reluctant ranger.
Before
Where
we go contemplating any confrontations with mushroom people, perhaps we ought approach the back rooms. We still have a dwarf to find, do we not? And they said they
Yeah.
know not what happens in the outbuildings.
Oh,
Since we have, by this point, probably counted the most living things in this ruin, maybe we should just try raising our voice and call out for him.
seems a bit direct, but why not?
Well, well, in that case, Souma will walk out to the center, take a deep breath, and just yell at the top of her lungs, "Laughter!"
And your voice echoes and bounces off the walls, and there's like some small debris that trickles down from the ceiling. Your voice clearly is, it really carries. And you wait, but no answer in that sense. But then all of a sudden, just a few moments after you call out like that, there's a loud as something slams against the doors up here. Can you see my ping?
Yeah.
There's a set of large double doors. Let me just get straight here.
All right, so we have our lead.
Just a quick moment here, so I get that right. Oh yeah. So those double doors here, they're mostly buried in rubble from this side, as far as you can tell. But nonetheless, like something slamming against them from the inside, really shaking them in their hinges and in their frame. And it's probably just the rubble that keeps them from toppling into this room.
Does that seem like a dwarf to you?
Well, maybe he's very desperate.
So the door seems like half buried. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, almost entirely, mostly buried, I would say.
Ottardo will point out that there is a door here to the side. Maybe this one will lead us to that one.
There is also a way outside. Given the state of this keep, it wouldn't surprise me if there are openings through the exterior walls as well.
True.
There is also, which you can't really see on the map, but there is a hole in the roof that looks like you can probably climb up and then back down somewhere beyond the door.
Let's try the door first. It is more civil.
Someone will stay in this spot trying to cover both doors with her eye.
As you're cutting out. Who is somewhere's very noisy. Is that coming from Anthony?
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
he ignites.
There's some noise coming from you, Anthony.
Like static.
No, it's my wife.
Oh. Okay, it sounded like static. I don't know.
She is spraying the window of my room with a hose. I'm not entirely sure why. And she's watering the plants and she's trying to harass me.
Okay. Well, mission accomplished.
The game time is sacred. Yeah, well, someone tries to keep her eye on both doors, so she will stay here.
Okay.
And then I guess Ottardo will try this door.
All right. Go ahead and try it. It doesn't give you much resistance. It opens actually fairly easily. Although you get the feeling that if you just would push a little harder, it would probably also just break out of its hinges. The wood being swollen and moldy and rotten. The chamber beyond is another ruined chamber. The ceiling has collapsed in the southwest corner of the room. The walls bear several shelves. But the books and the papers that once kept here have just rotted to ruin long ago, due to obvious exposure to the elements, you would guess. Also, the wooden desk and chair that are sitting in an alcove to the northeast have just crumbled.
I'll go after you.
Hold on a second. That's odd. Otto says as he reaches, like feels along the wall, and says, "You didn't notice that?" And
Notice what?
well, and he takes one of the shelves and just kind of pushes it down, as almost as if it was a door handle, and indeed it opens up into a little space beyond. The investigator has an ability. I'm just telling you this because I don't want this to come off as like, ooh, it's the GMPC. The investigator has an ability which is called That's Odd. So when they enter a room, they have a chance to spot something that's odd about this room. So I just gave him a free perception check to notice the secret door that's there, and he made it. So,
the investigator in my Alkenstar game also keeps trying to use it. But since they were in the junkyard, there was, well, not much. Everything was odd there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, feels almost overpowered, but
yeah, I mean, it basically tells the GM, well, tell him something. And
yeah, exactly. And again, like there's still a check, so you might miss it. And I guess what you're doing is you're just taking the player constantly asking, like, do I notice something strange away, instead just rolling for them, and if there is something, you'll tell them. So, but I just want you to know that I'm trying not to use Artur as like a superpowered thing. I am trying to use him just like the rules would let me use him.
Yeah, at this point, Souma's curiosity will completely take over, so she will run in like and say, "Oh my, what's there?"
Beyond is a small set of stairs that lead down into darkness.
Oh well, here we go. I guess we found the answer on how we get down there. If we even want to do that.
I think Birke sounds.
You are completely distorted.
We cannot. It's very bubbly. Sounds off.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, now it's good.
Okay, I have my headset on. I need to deal with something in the kitchen so I can hear, but apparently can't speak very well. Can you move my character for me? I can still listen.
Yes, I can.
I'll just be a moment.
I'll just keep you in the front.
So, do we dare go down, or should we clear this keep first?
I am not particularly keen on the thought of whatever made that banging sound being left to its own devices up here.
I agree.
Wise, though slightly suicidal, Artur says approvingly.
So Ottardo will try the next door.
All right, try it. And once again, door opens easily enough, and you reveal a triangular room that may have once seemed comfortable, but after just years and years of rain and exposure to the elements through the two arrow slits in the northwestern wall, the room's divan, the armoire, and the tapestries, they've all fallen to decay.
Ottardo
massive-
will point to the group that there's another bridge. This place continues on outside.
This must be leading to these outbuildings that the midflits were talking about.
Lucca's mask kind of shifts over to look back, and he says, "Anything odd about this room, Artur?"
Well, this he walks in and he walks through it, just kind of poking at the individual bits and pieces, and then stopping in front of a stretch of the wall where a tapestry that has hung at some point but has just rotted and fallen down. And he taps it, and it sounds hollow. And he quickly locates the hidden catch to open it. And says, "Not much, just another one of these." And the door opens. Beyond is a very short corridor, essentially just a couple of steps. And on the far end is another door that's slightly ajar. And you see a room beyond.
Makes a sound when I'm leaning.
Yeah, I wonder if I can turn this off. I think this is supposed to so that I notice that you guys are leaning and make sure that you don't accidentally. But this is really annoying. Notify when leaning. Oh, there's the notification sound. I can turn that off. Great. Also, one of the most annoying sounds they could find. Okay, so Ottardo pushes the door open. It turns out to be actually kind of hard to push it at first, so you have to give it like a really solid little grunt as you push it open. And there's a cracking sound as you do, as it finally opens all the way. And as you step into the room, you notice why. On this side, this was actually a secret door. And you see in the decorum of the walls, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the room in a second, but especially on this door, there is a little skull ornament, and it's been sort of halfway turned, and there's some skeletal fingers that are still stuck, caught by the skull's eye sockets, and the rest of the hand ripped off. Probably just happened when you push the door open, so brittle that it didn't take much effort to do that. The remains of that body are right next to the door. You see a moldering human corpse that's lying slumped against the wall. And yeah, so that makes you pause for a second. But the entire room is giving you the creeps. The air feels kind of colder and damper in here than it did elsewhere in the ruins. The whole place has a bit of a feel of like a chapel of sorts. Condensed beads on the walls run in rivulets across the countless skulls that are carved into the stones because of the moisture in the air. There are about 3 short flights of steps that lead upward to a wider chamber to the north. And there's a semicircular dais that supports an altar of white stone. And beyond the altar, there loom 4 stained glass windows, each 20 feet tall, and depicting 4 haunting scenes of ghosts rising from overgrown graveyards toward a 4-pointed orange star high above.
And the whole thing is still intact, the whole glass
Yeah, it is. It's slightly overgrown, so there is some light falling in here, so that it is kind of normal light in here, but there's no like direct sunlight because of the way that the glass is overgrown.
But like, given how smashed everything else seems, like, does it feel weird for the glass to still be in good shape?
It's Otto would say it's odd.
Lucca's gonna bend down and inspect the remains. How old do they look?
They're there.
It's hard to tell. You can pick through its belongings. I just made a little loot thing visible to you.
Lucca starts picking up the hand and the finger bones and stuff, and then he's like, "Oh yes, the belongings." And he starts pulling those out.
Like he grabs a finger bone with a ring on it, pulls the ring off, throws it away.
More unusual liquid.
Yeah, so you pick through the corpse, and it's hard to tell how old it is. It's definitely not as old as Sleep. But because of all of the mold and all of the dampness in here, it has probably decomposed quicker than it would normally do. So if you have a skill that might be applicable here, you're welcome to roll it. Otto is definitely sure about that. That would be medicine.
Yeah, Lucca is not actually the best suited for this.
Although someone will undoubtedly try to appropriate the unusual rapier, since
Would nature work?
No.
For the liquid?
Oh, for the liquid. Wait, let's do one thing at a time here. So first of all, question about the state of the corpse and how old it is.
I will note that Lucca is entirely untrained, but that is a 22.
Okay. You have no idea how quickly bodies decompose. Usually your interest starts later.
Would society help?
But yeah, why not? Society might help, because Otto is going to venture a guess, and he's going to say, "Well, this is definitely not as old as this structure. I wonder what this poor fellow or lass was searching for in here." And Ottardo, you don't recognize the individual. You have heard that occasionally people did go like treasure diving into the keep and have not returned. Like there are stories about that in town, plentiful, but you wouldn't know if this is one of those unlucky souls.
Wait, is that a human or a dwarf?
It's not a dwarf. It's pretty easy to see that it's not a dwarf. Too bad, Otto says. Would have been much easier.
No, I'm not so sure about anything easier. Just, it would break Brenda's heart if we found her son in such a state. And then ruffle through his stuff.
Okay, so there was interest in the liquids, and Souma took the rapier.
Yes, someone picked up the rapier because, well, you can wield the rapier and it is interesting to her now.
Okay, so we can identify the magic item if somebody has the appropriate skill.
I am trained in occultism.
Okay, go for it.
Also trained in religion if I can attempt that.
I believe that would also help, yes.
Wait, there might be an action that I dragged in, but...
And just pointing out that means we're going to spend like a couple of minutes in here. Like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Okay. All right. Yep. You can you already have it on your sheet. I think I have to demystify it. Is that right?
You have to demystify it.
Okay, where is it? It is a +1 rapier.
No, I don't. Someone rolled a 4, so it is. You probably should demystify those the potions.
And, oh, I thought Lucca was helping with the rapier.
He was.
I thought I was helping with the potions, but I
Okay.
mean it's fine. You can apply it to the rapier if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, let's put it on the rapier.
Okay.
And I was assuming. All right, but Ali, you mentioned that you wanted to look at the liquid.
Yeah, I did want to look at the liquid. And I was thinking if the nature check would help with this. Or if there's like any strange markings on the bottles that is curious insignia, maybe with Arcana. Or occultism.
Well, Arcana and occultism definitely would be options. Nature, not so much.
Okay.
And are you looking at the first one or the second one?
First one.
Okay. Roll for it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll Arcana. Oh, no. I'm sure it says real Vermont maple syrup.
No, indeed, you have no clue what this might be. Probably poisonous. Maybe it's kill.
If you critically fail on an identification, don't you actually misidentify it?
Oh yeah, I was thinking super safe.
Maybe it really is maple syrup.
Oh yeah, right. You misidentified the magic as something else in the DM's choice. So I guess I should have you make those checks secretly from now on. So yeah, I would say that Birke is convinced that this is probably poison that he used to himself.
Well, that's.
Can I try and roll for the other one?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with occultism.
But do it blind. Nope.
Oh.
That's okay. But like I said, identification rolls. I think from now on, I'm just gonna be these rolls. That's all right. This one, I'm trying to pull up the list with the DCs. I don't have those memorized yet. DCs. DC by class, or what was that? No, DC by level.
Yeah, it actually the identify magic action or activity does have the secret trait.
Yeah. Okay, so that means you roll it in secret. Got it. All right. So that is. Let me check the item level. So that is DC on. No, you're pretty sure it's not poison. But you can't quite say what it is. All right, this is 20 minutes that you've spent in here. I'm going to say that everyone who's currently not trying to identify the items is going to roll a perception check.
Secret?
And no, you can do that locally. All right. Lucca and Souma, and let's see if Troy is also. Where is his perception? There it is. Where's his actual? There it is. Yes, and Atu are also, like, the three of you turn around as you hear like a mix of a clicking sound and a ratch, and you turn around towards the altar, kind of already expecting to see some monstrosity shamble forth from that area, and you are not disappointed as a skeleton starts peeling itself from the shadows around the corner and just wordlessly making a couple of steps, almost like it's a puppet, And I think we're just gonna go into initiative with those rolls in a second. So how do I do that? I'm just gonna add these guys. Yes. Then I'm going to add what was it? Arthur, Lucca, and Souma and Ottardo. Arthur, Lucca, Souma, and Ottardo. Birke is gonna come in this round, and you guys can use the perception roll that you already rolled here as your initiative.
Why do I come until the next round?
Because you're the only one who's still identifying something.
Ah, right, I did anything, yeah.
And let's roll. Okay, so we're gonna begin the encounter. Here we are, and one of those things starts moving towards you. Everyone who is aware of them right now notices something odd about them. Like, it's not, you may or may not have encountered skeletons before, but you've definitely heard stories. But what you haven't heard is that they have this weird, eerie blue glow, not just in their eye sockets, but actually kind of spilling out of the gaps between their ribs, and just almost as if there's something, some eerie, ghostly light inside of them. Either way, the skeleton wearing what looks like rotten, almost priestly vestments that maybe at some point were more impressive, but are now just kind of, the remains of them are just hanging as tattered rags from its frame, and it is going to try to move towards you. Let's see, its speed is regular, and that means it can move 1, 2, 3, 4, can move all the way to here with one move action. Then it's going to target Lucca, and it's trying to strike you with its claw. So wipes you, 19 to hit for 11 points of damage.
Ow.
And that was its second turn, so now its third turn is going to be a second claw strike. So it's just coming in, and it's just and ooh, look at that, 12 points of damage on top.
And Lucca collapses to the floor.
Oh wow! So the skeleton just appears, kind of charges Lucca and mauls him into unconsciousness. And then it's Lucca's turn.
Well, doesn't my initiative technically change to just before it?
Yes, you're right. All right, so then the other skeleton that has been hiding around the corner is going to emerge. So it's 2, 3, 4, and that was one action.
Can I just say, I just imagine that as Lucca hears the sound, he like turns around, sees the skeleton coming towards him, and he's like, "Oh, my dear fellow!" And then he just gets smashed in the head and smashed again, and he completely crumples.
It's like, oh, family meeting you here.
And look, with the skeleton collapsing sound effect, the clattering.
Right. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen next, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. Anyway, the other skeleton appears, moves up, takes a two actions to get there. And Birke, you're kind of still like immersed into trying to figure out what this liquid is. You don't really you don't really notice how your friends around you tense as they spot the skeletons, but then you see Lucca collapsing under the skeleton's attacks next to you. You then spot more movement out of the corner of your eye, but before you can really react to it, you're getting attacked by another one of those things. Let's see. That's a regular claw strike. 17 to hit. 7 points of damage. And then it's Arthur's turn. He can do something. He is going to do his thing. So he's going to try to devise a stratagem. There. Which is this thing. And then he's trying to shoot. Or he will try to shoot if it's worth it. 13. I didn't actually target it, but that's not really enough. So then he's gonna shoot at the other one over here instead. Shoot. That's also a miss, and then he reloads with his last action. That was Arthur, and then it's Souma.
Well, so Souma will, I guess, try to bring Lucca back. And here I have a question. Would Tooth work when someone is unconscious? Because it is emotion, enchantment, mental kind of thing. So it doesn't say that it doesn't work on unconscious people, but
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Let's.
Oh, you mean the tags? That the tags may imply that you can't be affected by that. Let's just look that up real quick, just because we're at least I'm still learning, and I don't want to just assume things. So the emotion, this effect alters the creature's emotions. Effect with this trait always have the mental trait as well. It has no effect on an object or a mindless creature, but that's not mindless. Creatures with special training, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's fine. Healing, I don't know how that interacts with Lucca's particular...
We have already concluded that it is not positive healing, so it will work just fine.
Okay, and the mental effect can alter the target's mind, has no effect on object or mindless, that's fine too. And then enchantment. Enchantment affects the magic with the transfer of the enchantment school, or mind control. Okay, that's all good and fine. I don't see any reason. So the only thing that might mess things up is the condition. You're sleeping in another, you gain a 3-4 prone. If you're unconscious, blah blah. If you're unconscious, blah.
I'll just cast it.
Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing that's in your way.
Mm-hmm. So that would be 6 points for Lucca.
Yeah, and I can even give you the spell effect here. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So that
okay. So that should bring him back from unconsciousness. Is he now wounded?
I believe so.
I believe he does take wounds just like normal, yeah.
Okay. So he would be wounded 1. All right. Okay, so Souma, that was 2. Souma, that was 2 actions. What's the third one?
Yeah, and the third action would be, I guess, to try and shoot it point blank with a bow. No, I can't. I didn't draw the bow, so that would be a bit uncomfortable. I'll just give everyone Inspire Courage. As usual.
All right. Everybody pull it onto your tokens. Ali? Hello? Maybe out of range. I'll just
Sorry, I'm range.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm in a tunnel. Okay. Then it is Ottardo's turn.
Ottardo is going to spend 1 action to raise his shield, and then he is going to move
Yeah.
right in the middle of things.
All right, right in the middle. Okay, they do not have attacks of opportunity.
And then he will target this guy with his shiny new toy.
Ooh, slams him in the bony skull for 10 points of damage. Let me check. I'm sure they have some sort of. Yes, so that is bludgeoning damage, which they are weak to. So that means that they take the number on top of the damage, right? They have a.
Yep.
Yeah.
It probably
so-
should automatically account for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that out. So we have this number, then I say
Yeah,
damage, and it did. Awesome. Great. And there's even a little eye icon to tell us that it is weak to bludgeoning. Great. Yeah, so you notice that the bone is brittle. There really is no flesh to soften the blow, and it's the perfect weapon to damage them greatly. Third action?
That was it. Raise shield, strike.
I missed the raise shield. Okay, great. Lucca. You were up there for.
Lucca is roused back to consciousness that his mask is kind of sitting askew, and he quickly reaches up one gloved hand to reset it, and then picks himself up from the ground. Those of you who are, paying attention might notice that the way he rises up is rather odd. He doesn't it's almost like he kind of does one of those like his legs stand up first and then the rest of his body kind of follows, rather than picking himself up in a more normal fashion. And he looks at the skeleton that just struck him, and he says, "Now that was quite uncalled for." And he is going to... Oh god. Spells. I don't know if he has anything that's actually going to do a lot to these guys besides producing flame. Which I think he'll do. He will produce some flames, and he can... There's no reason he can't cast them at point blank, right? There's no penalty.
No attack of opportunity. Yeah.
It's just the only thing that would potentially trigger is the attack of opportunity, right? Like there's no -2 or anything for attacking at point blank. So he's just gonna hurl some fire at this one to the north.
All right. So getting up from prone, or are you still being prone?
Standing up from prone.
Okay.
That's an action, and now he's gonna produce flame, which is going to hopefully hit the thing because he's in really bad shape if he's taking another hit. I'm gonna take I'm gonna use a hero point. Can I use a hero point?
Wait a second. So first of all, you still were prone, so that gave you a penalty.
Oh, well.
Want to remove the prone condition first, which brings you to 11, but that's still a miss. Yeah, obviously, but still, that's yeah. You can use a hero point, sure. You have your session hero point.
Why not? Okay. 2 3s on the die. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Okay, so we have this skeleton thing over here, and it is going to, seeing Ottardo right in front of it, it's going to attack him. First action is a claw, and another claw, and another claw. It's just kind of like just wailing on you, and it's just completely again. It's like it almost looks like they're being like they're marionettes. And the movements are so erratic, kind of predictable to you, Ottardo. It's easy enough to avoid. the attacks.
When do I come into initiative? Because it's already the second.
Oh, sorry about that. You should have already. Yeah, you definitely roll initiative now. Sorry.
No.
Should have just put you in, but not rolled your initiative yet. Okay, so you're at 14. That's good. Okay, so we didn't skip you. All right. So that was the first one of these skeletons. The other one, Lucca, after just not really being able to blast it in from point blank, you're kind of bracing for a counterattack, but instead the corpse or the skeleton thing just like starts to jerk into a very upright position and then drops its jaw, and a bright blue beam of light shoots forth in a 20-foot cone. How do I rotate that again? Anybody know?
The scroll wheel, or maybe you have to hold down control while you use the scroll wheel.
Yes, control and scroll. Thank you. And it is emitting this light somewhat in this fashion. That's good enough. And all the living creatures in this area must make a fortitude save, please. So that includes Artua. Great. Ali, you want to click on the button? If I post a save to the chat, you want to click on that?
Sorry.
Because then it'll tell us if you failed or succeeded. It'll make it a link.
Yep.
Yeah, but you succeeded. Okay, so let's walk through this. Artua failed, which first of all means he takes some damage. So he takes this damage, and he is also frightened by what just happened. Then we had Souma. You also take this damage, please, and you're also frightened. That was just a regular failure. Yeah, just barely a regular failure, but a regular. And Birke succeeded, so you only take 1d6 of damage at no frightened condition. And Ottardo. Ottardo. There he is. Failed. Which is you take the 2d6 and you are frightened 1. So and because at least one of you guys failed, it can actually heal itself by okay, you lucked out on that one. By 2 points. And this was its entire turn. This was 3 actions, so that was
Okay. Ottardo is going to react to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the same ability. Since an ally within 15 feet took damage from an enemy within 15 feet, he will grant the damage resistance to Birke, since she seems to be the most injured one. So Birke gets resistance 3 to the damage, so basically she gets back 3 points of damage. And
I get like 3 damage, or how much?
yes,
3.
3.
Yeah.
Cool.
And he's going to take a swipe at the skeleton.
Did that effect seem to impact the skeleton at all? The other skeleton, because it looked like it was in the area.
It did not.
Okay.
It may have been, but it doesn't make a difference. It's just the living part. And you miss. You don't currently have. Why do you not have Inspired Courage on there? I guess it deactivated too early.
It's weird. It's still doing that.
Yeah. So because with Inspired Courage, you actually.
Okay, so I'll roll damage.
Yeah. Yes, you can roll your damage. Because currently there's no reason why it would be off at this point, right? Okay. All right. Skeleton takes some serious damage once again. You're using the right weapon. That doesn't move your initiative. That's just your reaction, right?
That's just a reaction, yeah.
Okay. So it's Otto's turn. Arthur is, of course, he notices that the bludgeoning weapon has a good effect. So let's see. Does he have something that might actually help him here? No, it's all like it doesn't have a good bludgeoning weapon. But there is a way to. Oh yeah, no, that's versatile weapon. But there is a way to do a different kind of damage, right? By just taking a penalty.
I think the weapons need to have the trait. Like the Morning Star has versatile P, so I could use it for piercing damage.
Right, but that's then with no penalty whatsoever. I was wondering if there's a way to use something as an.
I'm not sure there is. You can switch between lethal and non-lethal with a -2, but I don't think there is one for damage types.
Although I would say that if you, for example, if you try to use a short sword as an improvised bludgeoning weapon, taking -2 to the attack roll to turn it into an improvised weapon, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what Archer's going to do. He is going to drop his crossbow because it's not really helpful. He's going to draw his short sword, drop this, draw this. That's 2 actions, and well, then he doesn't really have an action left to do anything meaningful. So he's just gonna think about what we're witnessing here, this creature. So he's gonna try to recall some knowledge.
It's a free action to drop.
Oh right, that's free. You're right. Okay. So in that case, he's going to, but he doesn't have the action left to do the devise a stratagem. So he steps and then tries to attack, and he takes the penalty for using it as an improvised sorry, I don't understand this. Modifier circumstance -2. And I'll just call this improvised. Critical miss. Well, it's not looking good. But at least he's trying. Souma.
Okay. Well, let's just do the usual things. So, first of all, inspire courage back, and then target badly injured glowing skeleton and try to kinetically bludgeon him.
Bludgeoning, okay. Go for it.
Yeah. I think I'm wondering if it would be worth it to re-roll it for a hit point. Well,
Your call. Okay.
No, much better.
Oh, nice. You did the right click and then, yeah, nice. Okay, that's a hit. So, damage, 6 points of bludgeoning, which turns into 11 points of damage. And yeah, you can tell that this thing is badly damaged. Even with that eerie light that is now shining out of all the various cracks and openings that you've caused. Even with that, it seems like it must crumble soon. Birke.
I turn to look angrily at the stupid pile of calcium that bumped me in the head, and I will hunt it as a prey. And because of that, because I'm a monster hunter, I get a recall knowledge check about skeletons. So trying to think back in whatever I could have read in the Dawn Floor library or something. I will try to figure something out.
Yeah.
So what would that be?
Religion or a lore of some kind. If you have something that might fit.
Arcana? No. I'll go to some.
It would be religion.
Okay. but I get a +2 circumstance bonus.
But do it as a blind roll. 'Cause
Yes.
pretty sure.
Blind roll. And I get a +2 circumstance bonus because I'm a monster hunter.
Okay. Well, you've certainly heard of skeletons, and you've certainly heard that you just need to keep bludgeoning them until they crumble to the dust they should already be.
Mm-hmm. Basic architecture.
Yes.
Can I strike him with my glaive, but with the blunt end, not with the sharp end?
Yeah, I'll say that's an improvised way of it's an improvised way of using this. So it's a -2 on the attack, but otherwise, yeah.
Okay. -2. But shouldn't I get
Yeah, you should have Inspire Courage. You should also target creatures so we can see. But either way, it's a miss.
Okay. I didn't critically succeed with my recall knowledge by any chance, did I?
No. What is it? Oh, because if you succeed, you get a bonus. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And I would actually give a bonus to the rest of the party.
If you critically succeed, but you didn't critically succeed.
Yeah. Okay, so for my final action, I am going to... Yeah, screw it, attack it again.
Target?
Oh, target, yes.
Nice. Oh, but you should subtract.
I did put a -2.
Yeah, but it should have been. You have a multiple attack penalty that doesn't seem to be applied here, so it should be 5 lower, which makes it 16. But you don't have the Inspire Courage on, so that turns it into 17, which is a hit. So two wrongs make a right here. All right. 7 points of damage. Counted as slashing doesn't make a difference, but so you take your pole arm and you kind of swing it wildly to slam just through the sheer bludgeoning force that you put behind it. The thing or its bones just break and the whole thing comes crashing down. But that is not the end of it. And watch this. Let me check. Watch this.
Nice.
The blue ghostly light from inside the skeleton actually breaks out of the pile of rotting bones that you've just created, and it takes shape and hovers a few feet above the ground, and it's still there, just as a sort of wispy, immaterial looking thing. The skeleton itself, however, is broken and dead on the floor, or destroyed on the floor. Ottardo.
Did we just make it worse?
Maybe. Is the HP on that thing correct? Should it be near death?
Yep.
Okay. Ottardo maybe wants to recall knowledge on whatever this thing is.
Okay, give me a religion check.
Right.
Blind one.
Oh, blind. Blind GM. Okay.
This is freaking you out. I mean, you don't know much about whatever this is, but you know that skeletons shouldn't do this, and you're wondering if maybe this like chapel cathedral like place is doing some really evil stuff to the souls of the dying. I'm gonna say you're gonna have to keep your frightened condition for another round.
Okay. he doesn't really know how to deal with wispy, ghostly things, so he's going to target the material pile of bones.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And you hit, and you score, and you injure it greatly. Awesome. That was
And
action
with
two.
his, yeah, that was action 2. Last one, Razor Shield.
Okay, it's the shield. Lucca.
Lucca sees this thing and he goes, "Ah, well, that explains it. I knew a skeleton would never be so rude." And he is going to step away a little bit, even as he's calling up more fire. And he's going to point and shoot. Come on.
Okay. He's stepping onto the moldy remains of that.
Pardon me.
All right. Produced.
Oh God.
Okay. That's a miss. Is that the attack roll is part of the casting? Yeah. Okay. So right. So you already stepped, and then 2 actions
Yeah,
to
I'm
cast.
done.
Okay. All right. Okay. The skeleton here has a good amount of options, so it's just going to decide randomly how it's going to attack, and that's Birke. And it swings a claw at you, hits you for 11 points of damage, swings a second claw at you, hits you for 8 points of damage, and then it tries to bite you, but crit misses.
I am
Ottardo's going.
now. I am unconscious.
Oh, Ottardo's going. Ottardo was going to react after the second one.
Okay.
So he grants Birke resistance 3, so she should
Looks
only
like
have
you-
taken 11 damage from the first hit.
Yeah, from the first hit. No, from the second one.
No, he wanted to react to the first one, but
Oh, okay. So the
So I don't
first
take
one.
the first.
No, the first one was just 6 points of damage, and that would have put you at.
Oh, it was
What?
11 and 8.
Yeah, but we need to know because wait, let me see. You took 11 in the first one, and then you took 1 in the next one, so you were originally at 12 hit points before those attacks. Then after the first one, you take 6 points of damage, which means the second attack still brings you down. Yeah, you're still unconscious and everything.
Time for a nap.
Oh, and Ottardo crit misses.
okay.
Wonderful. Okay. The spooky blue light. What was that?
It's nothing. It's just a note.
Yeah, right. I used to use that. I haven't gotten that back yet. Okay, so the spooky blue light starts hovering past Ottardo, and it, as a matter of fact, moves into the remains of that human that is at Lucca's feet right now, and it kind of takes over that shape, claiming the corpse for itself, merging with its form. So that means okay, all right. It corpse like merges with the corpse. So that's first of all means it gets 10 hit points back, and it is gaining a somewhat. Wait, let me double check. Yeah. Yeah, it gained a skeletal new form, but he can't get up with Lucca on top of him, so I think I'm gonna have to say that he's prone. And that was a total of 2 actions now. So as a third action, it's just gonna crawl away, pulling itself with its one broken hand and its one less broken hand, pulling itself across the floor to get to this square, still being prone. Yeah, sorry, I accidentally put that on Lucca instead. Okay, so that was that thing's turn, and then it is Atua's turn. That's when the Inspire Courage expires. Was weird. Okay, so what does Arto do? Arto tries to strike this thing. So first he's going to devise a stratagem, or at least he will try to. Wait. Roll a d20. If you strike, you must use the result. Okay, so we'll do. Okay, so yeah, he will use the result of the roll, which means that his attack definitely hit. Now he can roll his damage, which is 9 points, and then 5 on top because he was using it as an improvised. Oh, it's immune to precision. What a annoying thing. Okay, so that was a total of 2 actions, and as a third action, he's just going to try to strike it once again with a -2 because of the improvised nature of his attack, but that's a hit. Look at Artua here. So that's 3 points of damage, but then 5 on top. All right. Souma.
Oi, oi. Well, I'll continue and hopefully we'll do this because there's certainly no other skeletons to take over, right? So I will inspire courage in everything, and I will try to get this one. Oh. Yeah. To crumble with telekinetic projectile by launching a rocket pad.
All right. Launch it.
There we go.
You hit. Oh, and you indeed destroy the thing. However,
Yes.
it turns into a wispy shape, gaining
Does
1 point back.
Does it do that from like script?
They put a condition on it, but all I have to do is remove the condition, and then it turns into its wisp form, and then they have another condition that I can pull on it to turn it into a skeleton or a zombie. It's fantastic.
Oh,
That's really cool.
Can druids do that with their wild shape?
I'm sure. I mean, I don't think that they used any special modules to do it. It should be possible. Probably just some custom scripting. I don't know. But it's awesome.
You should try that. So. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
And someone will try to yell like, "Sir Ottardo, just whack it, please!"
That was 2 actions?
No, that's 1 action to inspire courage and 2 actions to cast.
So sustaining is also an action. I wasn't totally aware of that. Okay, Ottardo.
Well, I guess Ottardo will try to slash at a wispy ghost with his very physical weapon.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
I get the feeling we should have done a few side quests before getting down to the story.
You're also rolling really poorly so far.
yeah, he's going to try it again.
Okay.
Because these things seem dangerous.
and you hit, and you bash, and which one was your target? How can I see which one your target?
The wispy one.
Oh, that's the color of the dot. Okay. Yes, and that is enough to like you swing your morning star through it. You don't even feel that much resistance because it's just this sort of almost like just blue light. But there is some weird sensation as if you were successfully striking it, and then it just kind of dissipates.
Well, it's great to know that these things can be dismissed, I guess. Third action, he will raise his shield again.
Okay, and you can remove the frightened condition now.
Oh.
Lucca.
Let's see. I really. Oh, you destroyed it. Okay, good. You did destroy it. The skull turned into a skull.
Yes.
I didn't notice at first. I really want to do something else, but it's just need to put damage on these things as quickly as possible. So Lucca's gonna back away. He if anything seems very concerned about this. He's actually going to back as far away as he can. And he's going to hurl more fire at the thing as he calls out in a rather uncharacteristic, slightly panicky voice, "Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!" I don't actually know if prone makes it harder or easier for me to hit, but he doesn't care. Rolling threes all day long, apparently. That's the 4-3 for him now.
Yeah. Dang. Wow. Okay. That was your turn. Birke, so your turn. You're unconscious, prone, and all of that good stuff. So you need to recover. Is that right?
Yep. There's a check that's already.
Where the
built
dying
in-
check?
Yeah. It's at the top left of the sheet, right under temporary hit points.
Yeah, I hit it, but nothing. Oh no, it just put. Ah.
No, it's
No,
fine.
no, no, don't die yet.
That's right. It's correct. You should be. You shouldn't be dying for, but you should be dying.
You can right click on that
Right, there
list
we
of
go.
dying to reduce
I got
it.
it. I already did it for you. Now you have to add another dying.
So I just put one dying, right?
Yes. Okay.
And
Now you-
just to the left of that, you have the
recovery
button
check.
to do the recovery.
Okay, it's grayed out before I do that.
All right. Looks like that. So you reduce your dying value by 1. So you can reduce your dying value by 1. Which
So I'm
means
not dying anymore?
Not dying. You should be still unconscious, I think.
Mm-hmm. I am.
And you're still prone and flat-footed.
Yeah,
You're
and
no
I believe
longer
you.
dying.
Yeah, and I believe you are wounded as well now.
Right, you should be wounded 1.
Yeah.
Okay. The skeleton here is going to battle Ottardo, kind of mindlessly trying to maul him to death. With a claw. Oh, wait. That's actually not what it does. Yeah. Because it does. Oh, crap. Let me check something. I realize that it can't, because it's the same one that used that light thing previously, and it just can't quite use that ability again so soon. So it's just going to try and maul Ottardo with one claw, missing, second claw, hitting. Any blocking activity or something?
Oh, that that many. I guess, yeah, he'll block that.
Okay.
And take the damage.
All right. And then it's trying to bite you, but crit fails.
Wait, that's isn't that 4 attacks? Ah, no, that was damage. Sorry.
Ottardo is going to do what he did before. It seemed to work. So first thing is that he will devise a stratagem, which means that he will just do a regular attack without the bonus, just regularly. Okay, so that looks like he's gonna be okay. So he's gonna move in and then use his action to actually do damage, which is 7 point regular, gets reduced, only 2, but then 5, and that's his turn. Souma.
Yeah, we continue. We do the thing, so we inspire, and then we just throw rocks all day long through.
That is the best thing you can do for sure. Okay, that's a hit. That's damage. That's destruction for the creature. But as we've seen before, this is only temporary death because right click, remove effect. Come on. There it is. Oh, I accidentally had 2 claimed corpses on it. Here we are, and it's no longer dead. It recovers 1 hit point as it emerges from the claimed remains. So that was your first action. That's 2 actions, and you used
No, that's all.
Got it. Ottardo.
Ottardo is going to raise his shield again, move to flank this thing, even though he doesn't really know if it can be flanked, and he is going to target it.
Oh! And with a lot of pent-up frustration and taking revenge for all the pain these things have caused your group, you swing your Morning Star wildly and smash that ghostly apparition, dismissing it or destroying it. You're not exactly sure, but at least it's not here anymore.
As that happens, Ottardo is going to move next to Birke and say a little prayer over her.
Okay. Oh, 7 points.
It's not that inspire courage.
Yeah,
It shouldn't, yeah.
that is weird.
So it's more than 7?
It
No,
should
it's
be
not.
just 6.
Just 6. Okay. Still great.
Whew, that was a doozy.
So, Birke, you come 2, I believe. So,
But I'm still wounded, right?
Yeah.
you are wounded 1, but you're no longer unconscious, and you're welcome to get up. Everybody should remove the Inspire Courage. Oh, sorry, that was Ottardo. Here we go. Well, that was certainly unusual.
Yeah.
Unusual. Almost
Are
got
you
killed.
okay?
I will be.
Well,
After a month's vacation.
Yeah, guys, I mean, I have a suggestion that while we certainly in a hurry to locate our well, potential friend right, forgot his name. Lazda, this this day turns out to be rather harsh for adventuring. Maybe we should take it easy and pick it up back tomorrow.
Well, it certainly looks like there's not much I can do for Birke at this point, so maybe returning to town and getting some proper supplies might be a wise course of action.
Oh yeah, an evening at the pub sounds just like the kind of thing.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but sure, if that helps.
Ottardo is going to mention maybe a swing by the armorer. That leather that's on you seems a bit light for the duty you require.
Yeah, and then maybe pawn my rapier to Carmen later because, well, now I have a shiny new one. Well, maybe if we can just take one look here and then we can go.
Yeah, Lucca kind of lingers in the back a little bit. It's gonna do a little.
Oh. Come on, my masked friend. You're afraid of more skeletons popping out of the closets?
Well, skeletons, no, but I knew there was a reason that ghosts unsettled me.
You heal yourself in the back of this ominous chap of sorts, as the others are.
Yeah, nobody sees anything.
But it's probably the right place to do that. Yeah, the others are. I mean, they are thoroughly distracted as they like move further down the main aisle here and towards this altar-like structure and these towering windows. And Souma does a little dance apparently.
I keep hearing things when I come up to this altar. Like
That's a good observation. Because indeed, as you come closer to the altar, this sense of dread and this like oppressing atmosphere of this chapel just goes even stronger. So you really feel like it's not a good place to linger for too long.
Well, Ottardo feels that, and he's going to insist that maybe we should head for the entrance.
And Otto looks around, takes in the ornaments on the walls and the windows, and he just Ottardo, you know him for long enough that you realize he would never admit it, but he doesn't recognize any of it, and you can sense that it makes him uneasy.
Is the religion check to recognize the altar?
Yeah, if you want to think about what this might be dedicated to, sure.
Lucca's definitely curious.
Okay. Yeah, but none of you can figure this out. It must be. I mean, it's obviously it has to be something nefarious. That's just clear to you. But you recognize none of the iconography. You don't see any holy symbols that you'd be familiar with, and it's just
ghosts.
Sinister.
Clearly sinister.
Well, Souma will just. Well, I don't actually have writing supplies on my chart sheet, but she will just try to remember this and write it down later.
Can I make a check on those skull things now that they're dead?
I don't think there's anything left of them. I think they really just kind of.
I mean, I mean like a recall knowledge check. I meant.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. That would also be a religion check, please.
Rolling great on these, just not attacks.
Well, that's good. No pun intended, but it chills you to the bone to find these things here. You've heard of the so-called corpse lights. They are wisps indeed. So they're kind of cousins of the more commonly known willow wisps. And they are known as corpse lights. You've heard that when a willow wisp starves to death, it may rise as such a cold blue glowing sphere of just spongy wetness, which is called a corpse light. They instinctively seek out host corpses to dwell within. They have no like actual mind of their own, I think. I guess they do still have a mind in that sense, but there's but they are just completely deteriorated from their previous form. They take over unanimated corpses and then dwell within until that physical form deteriorates to a level where they need to seek out a new one.
Wait, but aren't the wisps already undead? I mean, so is that those things are the ghosts of the dead?
No, willow wisps aren't undead.
Common misconception.
Exactly. They are aberrations. And they feast on, or they feed on fear. So the way that they starve to death is that they just don't find anything to scare, or any fear to feed on.
Now, so not everything that looks like a skull is necessarily undead.
Well, I mean, of course, usually skulls are not undead, but when they are moving and try to bite you, then usually it is a safe assumption to make.
Apparently not. Turns away a little. Still, though, I do wonder what they were doing here. Perhaps they were once wandering the swamps around here and simply found their way into the temple. But still, the thought of them, it makes me rattle.
Yes, those are nasty buggers.
It is certainly a valid theory. There are plenty of will-o-wisps out there in the fog fens, but it makes me wonder what would draw them to this place and cause them to almost willingly starve to death, as you say, because there must be plenty of wanderers out there in the fen to scare. Strange behavior.
Ottardo's going to like.
Can I try and do a recall knowledge on these will-o-wisp things?
Wait a second.
Sure.
Someone just now had an idea, like a terrible idea. I mean, if those wisps possess the corpses, then those skeletons came from someone, and probably they were from the bodies of the dead guy that we found at the door. And that guy had a +1 rapier, so where's their stuff?
Well, they look like priests or acolytes of some kind. So it's a good question. There doesn't seem to be anything in the room to store supplies for their sermons or whatever dark messes they would celebrate here.
Well, there are the big double doors that rattled to the south, but I don't think we should go check those out now.
Maybe not right now?
Or, Otto says from behind the altar as he pops up,
Huh?
we grab whatever I found in the secret compartment here.
A secret compartment?
That's odd.
That's odd indeed. He finds, he has spotted a secret panel on the northern side. I shouldn't have taken an investigator. I just have to spoil my own stuff the whole time. Anyway, so he finds this compartment. It's like a shallow nook. It's actually not that hard to find. It's just that you have to at least look for it. And there is some stuff in here. Looks like a scroll and a wand of some kind.
Oh, let me see.
But before we proceed, Ali, you had said you wanted to recall knowledge on will-o-wisps. That would be occultism.
You're all right.
$21. Yeah, I mean, you know, being a citizen of Otari, you would have heard the warning, the tales of warning, cautionary tales of not wandering too far into the fog fens just when you hear a voice or see a light, because there are these malevolent creatures out there that are trying to lure you away from the path and into danger. But yeah, I mean, you know that there are strange things out there, so you never thought that it's just a fairy tale, but you've also never encountered one.
Okay. But now they're here. The warnings are real.
Okay, so you want to check out what we have in the altar? Okay, yeah, like I said, looks like there's a scroll and a wand of healing.
Oh, wand of healing.
Oh, very useful.
Can I roll something for the scroll?
Yes, you can. That would be divine. So religion.
Great.
God, this is not your dice day.
I should have made it a secret. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You can't decipher it.
A true mystery, he says. One for the ages.
Oh, I see that actually it also had the occult and primal traits, so you probably could have used that too.
Well, I mean, I can take a look. After all, looking through the scrolls is kind of my bread and butter someday. Even though my occultism is +3. Ability!
Yeah, well, don't quit your day job. How about the wand? Anybody want to check that out?
Well, yes. No,
You guys.
never mind.
Nope. I mean, it's clearly magic. There's no question about that, but you don't know what kind of spell. Let's give Arjul a try.
Ottardo could give it a look.
Sure. Okay. So that's the wand?
The wand, yeah.
Yeah. You are pretty certain that it's a wand of heal.
That should come in handy, but can any one of us actually use one of these?
I don't know what are the requirements in 2E.
It has to be on your spell list, and you have to be able to cast spells.
Doesn't that apply to you, Ottardo?
So I suppose Ottardo should be able.
Ottardo doesn't have a spell list.
Okay. I thought you were a paladin, but paladins don't cast spells?
They only get the focus spells.
Oh, okay.
So you'll never be able to heal.
Surely you can use this.
Well, I mean, I could try, but well, Bard's occult spellist poem I think doesn't have the heal specifically. I get soothe, which is not heal.
Yeah, no, it is divine, primal, and magical. I don't know if that's arcane.
Lucca,
I think it's up to Lucca then.
Lucca reaches out one hand hesitantly, and then it's almost like he's expecting a static shock or something, but eventually he lays his hand on on the wand and picks it up and he says, I suppose I could make use of it.
Finally, a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The irony is just fantastic. Okay. I think Otto is going to try and help with that scroll if nobody else wants to give that another roll. Because it is occult, so he should have a stab at it. Blindly roll that for myself, and indeed, he was that right? Level 2 is DC 16, yeah. So no, it's level 3. DC 18, still made it. Yeah. So that is a scroll of restore senses.
Very useful.
Yeah, so you can attempt to counteract a single effect imposing the blinded or deafened conditions. So it's kind of like
I was hoping it would stop people from being stupid.
Restore common senses. This can counteract both temporary magic and permanent consequences of magic, but it doesn't cure someone who does not have the sense due to some natural state or effect, such as from birth or from non-magical wound or toxin. Okay, so
Well, that's drastically less useful now.
So you can grab that, Lucca. You can grab the wand from the compartment, and who wants to hold the restore senses? Can anybody use that? Divine, occult?
Oh, I can pick it up just to keep.
I can do a cloak.
I don't think you can cast spells already. Oh, can you? I don't know. Can the ranger?
No, I think I can only do my ranger skills.
Okay.
Oh, we got a bit of spoilers here, but it's fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
Omniscient narrator does knowledge checks better than the party.
Yeah.
I can cast detect magic as an arcane innate spell, but I don't know if that lets me do any other, so I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So, given that we're done with the encounter here, I am going to say we'll go calculate the XP. So everybody gets 96 XP.
Hard earned.
Is that 338 for everyone?
It should be 428 total.
I did not mean to click that.
How much?
Is that how
does
one?
Lucca shoots himself in the foot with the hill.
Didn't know it was loaded. I was just cleaning it. So if I understand correctly, the way wands work in 2E is it's like a once a day thing, right?
Yes, unless you do the overcharge thing where you risk breaking it in hopes of activating it once more.
Yeah, okay.
Go immediately overcharge it. And just destroy this. Oops! I don't know what happened. Does anyone want a casting of heal? Because he will give it a shot. He doesn't seem particularly confident, but
Well, Birke is most heavily injured right now, so.
Let me see if this foul thing will close your wounds. And
one of the maesters?
We'll point the wand at you, and
no.
I have no idea about spell casting with wands. Is this a do you have to do something, or does it just happen?
I think it just happens. I think it's more or less like 5th edition. You basically get a free spell slot to use with this spell.
Got it.
It's, if you activate cast a spell, That's the action you take, is to cast a spell activity.
Right.
Frequency once per day plus overcharge.
Which
And
means
the
you
effect-
can use it to do the three
The 1, 2,
action
and
version.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also exclude yourself from the emanation.
You can exclude yourself from emanation. Okay. Well, he looks at everyone and says, "Should I concentrate the the abominable energy at Birke, or disperse it more evenly about the room?"
Well,
Hmm.
I think we're all a bit injured. We could all use some healing.
I
Yes,
was afraid you'd say that.
No,
Um,
just because we found it in this dark temple doesn't mean it is any danger to us.
Very true. I suppose there are many things which are dangerous, which we wield without fear. And so he raises the wand up into the air, points it up, and then kind of like hunkers down and winces as he casts 3-action heal.
Not how he thought his day would go.
This is exactly how it would go too when he casts it.
Too wonderful.
He uses the 3 actions. The positive energy starts to radiate out, and then he goes and he like stops it short.
Amazing.
Steps on it to like stomp it out.
Everyone, stay back! It's out of control.
Calm down. It's you need to wait for it to fully discharge. Well, I guess that was a waste of a charge, but no need to overcharge at this point. We can try again tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow, of course.
Just hold on. We'll try again tomorrow.
He wraps it up in like a piece of cloth as much as he can, and then he tucks it away.
All right.
Is there a safety on these things?
The identification for the scroll is also 10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so during that time, Ottardo will have done some meditating.
Okay. Yeah, we've spent probably like a half hour in this room after the fight, just because of all the various attempts at identifying the objects.
Well, if everyone is done here, maybe we should head out for a little rest.
I wholeheartedly agree, yes.
All right. Okay, you don't need to move out of there. We can just skip
Okay.
to town.
Looking a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah, by the time you come back, it is evening time. It's probably not pitch black like the map might imply. There are, of course, lights on all over town. People are finishing up their day. Ottardo is just living its normal, peaceful life. Where do you go? So we're at the tail end of business hours. So if you wanted to do any business, you'd probably would be met with some slightly grumpy storekeepers.
Oh, there's a few places in Ottardo that have a flexible opening hours.
Well, Crooks and Lucca always have people in there. But for now, I think I have had enough excitement for today. I think it would be better to just to do business on a fresh head tomorrow morning.
Said Astor. I could also use a good night's sleep. We'll try again tomorrow. It's not like those midflits are gonna murder us in our sleeps tonight.
Indeed.
Ooh, yes.
Anyone want to
fair
hit
point.
the rockfish? The crow's cask? Just a little bit?
Their business is basically just starting. It's like 7 at night.
Before separating, Ottardo is going to trouble.
The Ottardo fishery, yeah. Sorry.
Ottardo is going to trouble Arturo for some more bandages, or bandaging, rather.
Oh yeah, of course. He says, and he hands you what you need.
Perhaps I will join you for a drink, Birke, but it may be wise to first inform the guard of impending midflit attack. Would hate to see them caught unawares by such devious fiends and possibly harassed when they're not expecting it.
I look visibly dejected. Do you think you can wait until the morning?
Well, I mean, I'll have to leave it to you. I mean, Lardos doesn't like me at all. I don't think he likes anyone.
Paperwork and give out the statement. It's gonna take forever.
Very well. I suppose it's unlikely that they will strike on this very evening, especially after their numbers have been so decimated.
Exactly.
Perhaps
Don't you worry about nothing. Let's just go to the fishery, get a drink, and patch up for a moment.
will linger on my conscience if something terrible should happen, but I will transfer that and blame you.
Ottardo will volunteer to go with Lucca.
Oh, good. Yes. Very well then, Ottardo. Perhaps you would prefer to do most of the explaining.
Sure.
Right, I'll wait for you here. You'll come back. You'll come to the fishery after you report, right?
The fishery? Is it one of Tammany's game nights or something?
The entire fishery just opens in the evenings for hardworking people like us to enjoy a bit of recreation before heading to sleep.
Well, sounds like you have everything covered. We'll reconvene tomorrow, says Artur, and then he wanders off. So Lucca and Ottardo are going to the garrison, or where are you heading?
Yep.
Yeah, the
Alright.
garrison.
Okay. So the garrison, the northeastern part of town on Drake Street, number 20, if you're interested, is a sturdy stone building. It's hung with green and white banners that also match the uniforms of the guards that sometimes patrol around town. The guards are known in town as as peacekeepers. So it's not like they are, bad cops that are trying to grift the population or anything. They're well respected and they're doing a good job. And they even patrol the Rose Guard Road, which leads off towards Absalom, to make sure that it's stays clear of banditry and trouble. So they have quite a large jurisdiction, if you will. When you get there, you see some of the guard members that are clad in their distinctive green and white uniforms, milling about, which is not a surprise to find them on this late of hour, because they also serve as firefighters and barristers. So they're basically whatever they need to be, and after a certain age, they kind of move into the more administrative tasks. Underneath the garrison is also a jail, as you've heard. You've heard references to it, that people might get thrown in there if they don't behave, or they try to cheat someone out of their money, or they have one drink too many. But nothing like really super serious actually ever happens in this town, so there's no hardened criminals that you would expect in there. There is some weird sound here, which I don't know why this is happening. All right. The head of the guard is still here. So when you say that you have important news to share, you're allowed to meet him. It's not like he's super hard to talk to. But also not the friendliest. He's kind of gruff. You may have seen him around town on occasion as well. He's known as Captain Longsaddle, usually addressed by his full title. First name is Lardis, which is maybe why he prefers the title. And you had heard that he used to be at Absalom City Guard and has kind of retired to Otari a decade ago, and then took over from the previous captain, a man named Trusk Hanley, who had drowned in an unfortunate misadventure, which, as the story goes, involved a bit too much raspberry mead and an ill-advised boast regarding how long he could hold his breath. So that's the level of professionalism that was present in the guard before Captain Longsaddle arrived. But since then, he's definitely done a great deal to improve the discipline. He's known for being somewhat short-tempered, foul-mouthed, though, and much stricter than his dwarven predecessor. So as you enter, he'll be sitting at his desk, the light of an oil lamp illuminating some papers that he's looking over, and the door opens, and without even looking up, he says, "This better be worth my bloody time, because I was about to call it a day."
Well, it's going to be quite quick, Captain. We've encountered some small creatures in the keep, up north. Somehow they got it in their minds that they are going to invade Otari. There's not many of them, and they're not really dangerous, but they could hurt a civilian or two.
More kobolds?
No, these are, what did Arturo call them? Midflits?
The mask just nods, bobs up and down.
Midflits. Oh, you mean mites? What are these? They've taken over the ruins? That's the first thing I hear. I mean, they usually don't crawl out of their little dark holes in the earth.
Well, apparently something chased them. So now they had to figure out a different place to live.
Well, they certainly can't live in town. I will not have any of those creatures roaming around my streets. I will tell my men to shoot on sight. Strike on sight. Thank you for letting me know. We'll prepare accordingly.
Don't tell him to shoot on sight. Sorry, don't want to metagame.
Did you get a sense of the numbers?
Oh, I think by the end there were like 7 or 8 left.
7 or 8. Well, I'm sure it'll be easy enough to dispatch of them. I'll get a couple of men together tomorrow and take care of this problem. Say, would you? This is the first time that he actually really looks up, and he puts down his lenses that he was wearing, and looks at Ottardo, and also slightly confused at Lucca. He says, I have to say I'm not very fond of your friend here, but sounds like you at least know what you're talking about. Would you be interested in joining the force to put an end to this threat to Otari?
The Midflits, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're going back there. We probably can talk to them or something, but they really don't pose any real palpable threat to the city.
Well, then why did you just tell me about this? You're just here to waste my time, then. I do not take kindly to such nonsense.
Should I have not informed you? You mean?
Are they a threat or are they not?
They might try something, but I don't think they'll succeed. You should still be aware of it.
Well, we are aware of it now, but I'm not willing to take my chances.
Is Ottardo getting the sense that he's going to send people into the keep?
Genocide.
You can do a perception check.
Sure.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that he's just gonna send people into murder them all. That just
Well,
might.
Well, you don't need to trouble yourself with that. We're going back to the keep anyway. I was just informing you to, keep the perimeter of the town safe, if you will. Not that I'm telling you how to do your job.
Well, but you bloody well are, aren't you? Anyway, he says, and then he puts on his glasses and he starts scribbling in his paperwork again. I'll give you 2 days to deal with this yourself. And I have to say, this was one of the most unpleasant conversations I've had today. I hope the next one will be more pleasant.
I hope so too. And Ottardo turns around and leaves.
Lucca?
Lucca just kind of lingers for a couple seconds looking at the captain, and then gives just a slight nod and turns and departs as well.
As you leave, I mean, after you have your back turned to him, so you don't really see that, but for our audience, they'll look up one more time and kind of like watch you guys leave, and go, shake his head a little bit, continue his work. Okay. What are Souma and Birke up to?
Well, it is not as flavorful as a visit to old friend Lardos, but I want to withdraw 3 gold pieces from our party loot and purchase myself a set of lockpicks.
You mean a lock repair kit?
No, I mean a few tools.
Okay.
Or let's just say the intrusion kit, or maybe the emergency access tools, depending on how you wish to brand it.
Got it.
Yes. I mean,
You should be.
I know one from a person around here who might have some. Oh yeah.
Where would you be able to buy something like that in Atari? Definitely
Crook's Corner, maybe?
Crook's Nook. Yeah.
Crook's Nook? I'd say Crook's Nook.
I think the Crook's Nook is probably the place to do that. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Birke, are you splitting up with Souma, or are you joining her?
Yeah, it's only 7, right?
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on.
Yeah.
No.
So like it still wouldn't be like too impolite to either show up over at like Odd Stories or check out something at the Dawnflower Library, because I'd like to read up on more on the Will-O-Wisps.
Yeah, well, Odd Stories at this point would probably be, like I said,
It's a shop.
Hours
I
at the
know,
library.
we're friends.
Right. Yeah. Of course, you could make a social visit, or you could go to the library. And that's not a
library.
Yeah.
Bandy knows a thing or two.
All right, so you're heading there. Okay, so let's do the Crook's Nook first. Okay, so the Crook's Nook, situated on top of that bridge over the Osprey River, is a pretty large wooden structure, and it's It's a pretty cheap place to get a room for the night, but it's also a tavern, which is well known for actually serving the best seafood in town. What's kind of a fun fact about this place, or a fun activity that people like to do here, is that there are a bunch of trapdoors in the tavern's floor that allow direct access to the river below for fishing. But sometimes, especially later at night, it's probably too early for that at this point. Some people like to wrestle over these openings to see who's stronger, and then the loser falls into the water and gets wet. It's like all in good fun, you know. Yeah, other than that, it's a perfectly respectable establishment. Nobody has any doubts about that, ever.
Exactly. That's why I'm here.
Exactly. And inside... Let me see. Okay, give me a second here. I need to figure some stuff out. Okay. It'll take me another second. Okay. All right. Okay. So you go in. Place is not that busy yet. Couple of faces are already there, but like no crowd at all. The innkeeper and owner of the store, Yasmera, is busy cleaning the bar as you step in. And like I said, it's not very busy, so as the door opens and you walk in, she looks up and she says, "Ah, Souma? What will it be? You ready here for a drink?"
Oh, I think so. I think I will have at least five after what I have to do today. Well, how's the business? Are any new live music would be warranted today?
I would love that, but I have to say I can't pay you tonight, so it's all tips.
Well, I guess sometimes we have to suffer for the art. And sometimes we have to just suffer when... Yeah, and someone will probably just recount what terrors they just experienced in the ruins. That like oh man, you can't even believe what we just there, like what we see. Do you know that the ghosts can die and become ghosts? Like,
you don't say.
Indeed. And then they possess corpses, so they become triple ghosts, like the zombie ghost.
Zombie ghost, you say?
Yeah.
So she, as I said, it's not very busy, so she has time to as you sit at the bar, to hang out with you a little bit and listen to you talk. Give me a diplomacy check.
Well, that I can do. And as soon as I brag about it, it probably will roll me something horrible.
Okay. So you tell your story, and sorry, the information is just so spread out here. I have a hard time figuring out how to get to the bits that I need. All right. So yeah. So she listens to your story and she goes like, "Oh, you don't say. Well, that's impressive. And that's really odd." And then at some point, she pours you a drink. This one's on the house. She says, she pushes it over and says, "Say, since you've been out there, you didn't happen to see, Len or Marty, Marilla, Cindy, anyone?
Do I actually know these names?
You know the names. You know that they're like associates of Yinya's Mera that like to hang out at the Crook's Nook. But you don't know them personally, really.
Well, someone will savor the drink and like roll her eyes to the ceiling, trying to remember. Like, I can't say I've seen them. I mean, then her thoughts go to the corpse that they've met and might say. And she will just plop the rapier on the table. Was that one of them?
I say yes. Would you give it back to me?
Salvage rights.
No, but you can keep it. No. They would not be able to get their hands on something as nice as this. She says, and she picks it up and like marvels at the craftsmanship. Then hands it back to you. She says, "No. It's just that I send them out there to, gather some swamp herbs for my jambalaya. It's been a couple of days, and I haven't heard from them or seen them, so I wonder what's going on."
Well, I'll keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
Can have good people go vanish into the swamp?
What's that? What was that? Last thing you said?
Someone says like, well, I will keep my eyes open. I can't have good people vanish into the swamps. No.
Yeah. No, do that. And maybe, if you learn something, let me know, and maybe I do actually have some gold to pay you.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
All right, I'm gonna let you get set up, she says, and then she walks away and continues to get ready for the night. Meanwhile, at the Dawnflower Library, let's see. Okay. Alright, so you make your way over all the way down by the waterside towards the Dawnflower Library that is kind of tucked against this steep cliff-walled bluff, I guess is what that would be called. It's a pretty large temple. And the library is constructed in the Qadiran style of the Saranite temples, which at some point Vandy Banderdash, the current head priestess, has told you in all details, more than you would ever wanted to know about that.
A little too much.
Yeah, there are two smaller minarets that are flanking a golden dome in the center. The building's position allows it to catch the rays of the rising sun, so that during the morning hours it transforms the dome into a brilliantly glowing testament to the sun goddess. At least on the days that it's not foggy or overcast, which is it tends to be because of the sea. There are a bunch of acolytes around, even at this late hour. That's because there's always various faiths here that are represented. There are shrines to Cade and Kalian, to Erastil, to Gosray. But of course, the primary shrine is to Sarenrae, and it takes up most of the eastern part of the building. And a good amount of it, however, is taken up by the stacks. So shelves upon shelves of books of all sorts of topics, from fiction to history, satire, and textbook, and even a sizable collection of mostly tasteful erotica, as it says here. I don't know why they have to point that out explicitly, but that is the case, and well known. Yeah, as you walk into the place, your footsteps kind of echo. People, some of the acolytes, someone might come out from beneath the shelves and lean out and take a look and just nod and let you go about your business. But as soon as Vandy catches sight of you, she comes running over. She's a very cheery, chatty little halfling. And she says, "Oh, Birke, I haven't talked to you in like forever. There's this book that I have to tell you about. I think you're gonna love it. It's about the history of the letter K. Did you know that letter, the way that we write it, is actually based on a completely different alphabet, which in itself was actually based on the ancient Assyrian hieroglyph?" And
Vandy, wait. Will I still get it if I haven't read the book about the letter J?
Yeah, I mean, I think the book on J was actually written later, and I don't like the effects of it. But the point of it is that you really would like. I think it's perfect for you. Because you have a game.
I still have some catching up to do since last time you gave me, and I still haven't gone through all the letters because they keep changing the order of things.
Yeah, I mean, the order's not that important. It's just that it's the story behind it.
Okay, well, I would actually love to hear about the letter K, but Paddy, we have a bit of a situation.
Situation? Did you take a book without telling me?
No,
No,
I always check in and out the books. I would never, ever, the implication along, Vandy. I resent the implication.
Sorry, I'm a little on edge. It's been a day. Sorry about that. I didn't mean
there was a little incident with some strange relics up by the lighthouse, which we went to investigate. And I saw some disturbing things. And I'd like to hear your wisdom about them.
Did Rin put you up to this? Did she tell you about that too?
What are you talking about?
Oh,
well, of course, yeah, Rin sent us, but for a reason. See, there's some strange growth down there, fungal in nature, and I wanted to consult the library.
Oh, okay. Fungal growth. Yeah, sure. That should be in.
The problem is, it's not just fungal growth; it's sentient.
What?
Yeah, it seems to be some kind of mushroom people that drove out the mid-blitz people. These little goblins. I think they're totally threw the whole ecosystem into disarray. Remember that book about the biospheres and nature and everything you gave me? Well, it explains everything like that, but basically the whole ecosystem is in disarray. The mid-blitz are displaced and they'll start bugging us here, and you know how that lard-ass captain will react when he sees the threat. He'll butcher the poor creatures.
I don't think he looks kindly on that pronunciation of his name. But I know what you mean, of course. I can't say I'm following though. Mid-fleets mushroom people. What's going on? But
there's lights at the light tower. That's what Ring sent us to investigate. There were animated skeletons with lights inside them, turning into will-o-wisps. Cannibalistic or starving will-o-wisps.
Okay. I would suggest you seem clearly very upset about all this.
Yeah, and I look a mess, like I'm bloody and definitely not well presented.
I think what I would suggest is that you check out some books, and definitely remember to take the history of the letter K. And why don't you get some good night's sleep? And then we'll talk about this tomorrow. How does that sound?
Books. Yeah. I'll check them out. Where's my card? Does she actually give me any good reference books or something?
She points you to some sources, but I mean, mushroom people is a little too vague, so she can give you like some books on various fungi and similar things, but nothing about mushroom people.
Hopefully, like what I'm trying to accomplish here is to have a little bit of material, so when we go back in and I try to do a recall knowledge, I'm a bit better prepared.
Are there still things like the tools, the sets for tools, tools of the trade, alchemist tools, thieves tools, healer's tools? So in 1E there were these various tools that you could just, and they would give you a bonus for a skill check. So I would say that something like this might.
Because my background is the bibliophile, so I want to kind of play into that.
Artisan's tools, key making, alternative, blah blah. Tools.
I mean, I guess it would count as a temporary item.
I'm just trying to find a reference, like what kind of bonus would be appropriate for something like that.
When in doubt, a +1 item bonus, maybe?
That sounds like a good idea. So how about this? Since you mentioned midflits and mushroom people, like she gives you some good recommendations for all sorts of things, but the knowledge nature books just don't seem to make any sense to you. There is, however, a book that she gave you because of the midflits, and you feel like maybe that's worth checking out. That's a book on the Darklands. So it's not like really esoteric knowledge. It's kind of just like a primer on it. It's mostly a collection of commonly known things, but I think, yeah, a +1 item bonus on recall knowledge checks relating to creatures or things from the Darklands. We'll say that. And it is due back in a week.
I will make a note of that.
All right.
And thank Vandy very much. Brunch next week. Alright, gotta crash.
Of course. Good night.
And make sure I take the cake.
Okay, so I guess we'll call it a day at this point. Alright, so fast forward. It is apparently torrential rains today as you wake up. You hear the slamming of the rain on the roof of your accommodations. And it makes you feel very hesitant to step outside because it's really just not looking nice down there, out there. But that's the way it is.
Did we just see a flash of lightning?
I don't know why that happened. I don't think you should have.
Well, you did mention rains. I thought maybe it was part of that.
No. I don't have that weather thing active. All right. So next morning, what do we do before we head back to? I assume you want to head back to the vaults, to the keep, I should say. You don't know anything about vaults.
Vaults? What vaults?
Yes.
The only thing I can think to do is maybe pick up another trade in that silver ring I picked up for something more useful. But I don't really know what that would be, in all honesty. Maybe another scroll. Scrolls are shoot, how much are they again? 4 gold pieces.
That's exactly how much we have.
Lucca picked up the since we were joking about Lucca picking up the finger bone with the ring and pulling the ring off. Well, I'm gonna say he pocketed both. So he has a silver ring worth 5 gold pieces, which he was gonna trade for a scroll.
Okay.
I guess a scroll. I guess another scroll of harm. He's going to, at some point when he re-meets up with Souma, he's going to say, your magic is quite useful and versatile, but perhaps it would be best spent on our companions. I will do my best to see to my own wounds when possible. Save your magics for the others.
I usually try that. So well, I'm not gonna lie, I was intending to use my spell slots on something different at the time, but when emergency comes, I will not hesitate to bring people back.
Though I do not wish to give the wrong impression, I am grateful to my core for your restoration of my my life.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a terrible thing to die in the presence of those awful spirits who
Yep.
steal the bodies of the undead
Despicable.
and puppet them about like that. I'll get shivers.
Indeed.
Okay, so the places in town where you would expect to find something like a scroll of harm are the odd stories and also Rin's Wonders. However, as you walk down Rosegard Road, the odd stories will be on your right, and it would just be a little further towards Rin's Wonders. But you still remember that last encounter you had with her, the night of the Founder's Feast, where she gave you a reading, a harrow reading, and you haven't really shaken the weird feeling it gave you, and you don't feel ready to face her just yet. So I would say that odd stories is probably the way to go for you.
Perhaps odd stories. He says, kind of steering in that direction.
All right. There's a friendly man quite friendly seeming man at the counter of the little store. It's actually not that little. It's 3 stories. It's more like a tower that rises from. Sorry again. So the bookstore itself is just 1 floor, but then the back half of it is a 3-story high tower. And a sign above the front door depicts a stack of open books with lines of magical energy rising from the pages. And as you step in, there's a little chime that goes off, and if you care to look for it, you'll realize that there is no actual physical chime. It's just a nice effect that happens whenever somebody enters. And what you would consider the owner stands near a little counter, reading what looks like an old text. If you peek, it is some kind of poetry. So and there's all sorts of textbooks around. There are you see like as probably as many fiction books as you see non-fiction books. And behind the counter there's also a shelf with various scrolls kind of piled on top of each other. And the man with the bright red hair pokes up as he hears the chime, and you see like he has all the wrinkles around his eyes. Probably a man that smiles a lot, and he gives you, however, something that looks like a scowl of some kind, but you get the sense that that's just the way that he looks. And he says, "Oh, hello there. Yeah, I know it's terribly rainy outside today. If you don't mind brushing off your coat before you come in, the books are terribly sensitive to moisture."
Oh, of course, of course. And he will kind of shake out his vestments as best he can.
Thank you. Are you looking for something specific, or do you just more just to shop around?
As a matter of fact, I'm in a bit of a hurry, although it would be lovely to peruse the books. But no, I have need of a magical scroll, one for the spell known as harm. Although I think it is a rather biased name.
Now he gives you an actual proper scowl, and he says, "Hi, you say?
Yeah.
Well, let me. Why don't I just see if we have something like that in store?" He says, and he turns around and says, his back toward you, says, "Say, that's a really formidable mask you're wearing. Do you happen to be from Razmaran? Is this a personal choice?"
I am unfortunately hideously disfigured underneath of this mask. It is a item that I wear out of courtesy for those around me.
Courtesy. Well,
it's a rather personal topic.
Oh, I don't mean to pry. I apologize. And he continues to.
No offense.
Okay, just know that you're welcome to take it off if you want. I assure you, I'm not one to judge you just by the looks of your face. But
well, I appreciate the gesture, but I assure you that the absolutely terrifying countenance which hides beneath is best left to the imagination and not to scar your psyche.
I see that bad. Here is one. He says, and he pulls out one of the scrolls, and he says, "It's been lying around here for a while. It's not requested very often. I should say. I think I've wrote this probably 15 years ago. It's a special order," he says, and then he looks at you over the edges of his glasses, and he says, "Somebody asked me to write it for them. You know, they weren't able to just use a heal spell on themselves, so they asked for this one."
The mask kind of dips a little bit to the side, as if considering that. And he says, "Might you be able to make a special order of it again?"
Well, I have to say that this is potentially very destructive magic. Can be used for great harm, no pun intended. So I would like to know who I am doing business with before I do take such an order.
Oh, of course. I apologize. I have on occasion perused the shop, but I've not taken the time to properly introduce myself. I am Lucca. I have recently taken up residence in a cabin not far outside of town. It is not often that I have the opportunity to come in and peruse your fine wares. I'm rather a fan. I assure you, as a law-abiding citizen of Otari, I have no ill intent with this magic. I wish only to use it for my own protection and to further aid my companions. We are endeavoring to the ruins of Gauntlight, and it has been somewhat more of a challenge than any of us expected.
Lighthouse. Interesting. Yes, I have seen you around town on several occasions. Also at the Founders Feast, you seem to upset Rin a little bit, or the reading she gave you seemed to upset her. It seems. He says rather bluntly.
Yes, it is still something of a private matter that I am coming to grips with as well.
I understand.
I had no intention to upset Rin. I think rather it was her own interpretation of the cards which unsettled her so. Although
I know that she can be quite sensitive at times.
Yes, of course. You were paying attention then during the reading.
I was. I didn't mean to pry. It's just that let's just say that I noticed you and your mask, and I have.
No, it's quite all right. It's all right. I just wondered, did you happen to notice anything strange?
Strange, like what?
During the reading. Anything that appeared odd to your eyes, besides, of course, Rin's discomfort.
No, not particularly. Rin does these readings on occasion, and especially that night she did many of them, but none of them seemed to upset her as much as yours. I believe she left right after.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He nods and the mask kind of bobs up and down, almost apologetically. Well, as I said, I had no intention to cause distress. It is, of course, why I wear the mask. I do not wish to impose the distress upon anyone else besides myself. But it is of no consequence. If you are able to, good sir, Mr. Is it Morlament? Is that correct?
Yes, indeed correct. Yes. Have you heard about?
Well, you are rather a distinguished figure around town. So. But I would be most pleased if you could perhaps scribe another of these, one or two, just to keep in supply, just in case. I can put it down payment, of course. I would not expect you to put your efforts in without compensation.
Sure. Why don't we? I put it on my list, and how about I sell you this one now, and I will try to get another one for you ready soon.
Very good. He'll pay the 4 gold for the scroll, and then he'll put down like another gold piece. This is to keep the others in reserve. If you'd be so kind, I shall of course pay in full.
All right, I will. And just one word though. We are a small town. Stories travel. If I hear that these are not being used for the purpose you described, I'm sure you'll understand that I will have to rescind my offer.
Most understandable, of course. I would expect nothing less than responsibility for one's own creations.
Very well then. Ching ching. Puts it in his register and hands you the scroll of harm. All right.
Sounds dangerous.
Also, is this entirely safe to use? And he puts the wand of heal on the table.
And you see him slightly confused as you put that on the desk on the counter. He says, "Oh, why would it not be safe to use?"
Well, it was also found in the ruins of Gauntlight, and it's possible that it could be malfunctional and create some sort of unintentional discharges. I just wanted to ensure that its age had not compromised its safety.
I would say that it is perfectly fine for you to use, unless there are certain sensitivities.
Yes, of course. I have heard sometimes that some folk are rather allergic to healing positive energy. Of course, that goes without saying. But I'll just be taking that back and very carefully picks the wand up off of the table again and tucks it away.
And Molybin just says, I don't think I've heard that before. Well, just try to point it away from such people.
Yes, of course. But I am most grateful to you for the scroll and for the conversation. And he gives a little bow.
Thank you. You're very kind. I enjoyed our little conversation too. And say, since you're exploring the Gauntlight, if you happen to come across any books in there, I mean, I doubt that they would be in any condition that to be still readable, but who knows what that place holds. I'd be willing to pay for any good finds.
Oh, yes, of course. I shall bear that in mind should we come across anything that is even the slightest bit legible.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
Very good. Good day.
Good day, so.
And that's that. All right. Anybody else want to do any errands in town before we head back?
But
Ottardo is good to go.
Right. Okay. So let's head back to the Gauntlight. Otto needs to rest for the night. How can we do that on the sheet? Is
There is a button then.
What's that? Is there a button for it?
Yeah. Just
Just
under
by the
HP,
wounded.
there's a bed.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Rest for the night? Yes. A whole hit point restored. Oh, but I also can use his medicine skill.
I guess you could have had him roll in during the night.
What's that? Like what during the night?
I guess he would have rolled during the night for bandaging and things like that.
Yeah. But he failed, and I guess he can then try to do it again the next day. Or how long are you immune after that?
It's only 1 hour.
So you can do it again, yeah. There's a success. That's 10 points that he heals. That's actually pretty good. Heal. Yep.
I should have gotten get my wounds healed, huh?
Well, when you reconvene in the morning and Arthur sees you in this condition, he's definitely gonna offer to treat your wounds too. Treat wounds. My macro bar here. There we go. It does not have an ID. What? Does it have an ID? That doesn't make sense. Oh, it doesn't go in my macro bar. Ah, there it is. Well, he fails, but by the time you get to Gauntlight Keep, he would get another attempt. And the second one succeeds, so you get 7 hit points back from that. Did you rest overnight? Did you click the bed icon on your sheet?
I did not. No, not yet.
You want to do that? And
what do we- well,
you
there's-
also can remove your wounded condition because I successfully treated your wounds. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So yep.
Did Birke apply the healing from Arjun?
Nope.
Yeah, you want to do that.
There we go. Thank you for reminding me.
All right. So where do we want to go next?
I guess we still have that double door, that slam that was next to the creepy place.
Yeah. From which side do you want to get there? From the
I,
chapel?
I guess yeah, from the chapel side because that we're hoping that that side would be easier to open.
Yeah. Okay. Then just stay where you are, and I'll teleport you.
Okay.
Surprisingly hard. I'll move you here first. Why do you? Well, weird.
I've just recently remembered you have to hold Alt while you're dragging us, and that will teleport.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Okay. Otherwise, you actually just move through that area.
Oh,
Okay.
you can hold Alt while you drag to teleport? That's news to me.
Yeah. All right. So here we are, back in that creepy chamber, and we have a set of double doors down there. Give me a second to figure something out. Okay, got it. All right. Yes. So yeah, the doors to the south are also decorated with all of these skull carvings and that unsettling iconography, but they do seem to be intact.
Ottardo is going to turn to the group and see if they're ready to proceed.
Ottardo.
Time like the present.
And he's going to try the door.
Okay, right. Opens, and you behold another room where the ceiling has collapsed, and in this case, in two places. A smaller collapse destroyed a flight of stairs that once led up to the now ruined upper floor. A larger collapse mostly buried the southern double door and leaves only a hole in the roof, which is partially blocked with several crossed timbers. The double door to the north here, on the inside, as you open it, you can see that wing of the door, what it looks like from the room, and it also has a stone face carved with skulls, caked with tangles of moss. As you peer into the room, yeah, okay, so that's it. There's no smashing sounds, nothing like that.
Ottardo braces himself as he steps into the room.
Okay, and as you step into the room, we'll have you. Well, I'm assuming you would seek or search or something, so I will have you roll a perception check, or I can roll that for you. That's okay. Okay, yeah. So you move into the room. You can continue to move into the room. Yep. You can continue.
He doesn't want to step on the rubble because of obvious reasons.
Right. Aren't you gonna follow him in there? Otto says to Birke. This is kind of why we hired you.
Not really.
There you are.
Upset. Still recovering.
And Birke and Souma are also going to do their perception checks. Okay. You both are like, Ottardo, as you spot among the rubble. It's kind of, I mean, it's understandable that Ottardo missed it, but it's huge, and makes you wonder, well, how he could miss that. But there is a giant scorpion that is blending very well with all of the rubble and everything. It's blending in very well, and it has cleverly hidden itself. But Souma, Birke, you spotted. Ottardo, you missed it. So let's do an encounter. And to add everyone, and
Oh,
then
it's eating a tiger in the illustration.
Oh shit, it is.
yeah, it is
So
big.
brutal.
Okay, so that's that. So, Birke takes her initiative from the secret one. So does Souma and Ottardo. And the giant scorpion is going to roll its stealth for initiative. Nice. Alright, so that's that. Who's missing? Tour. Tour is just going to roll initiative and move it yet. Alright, so what's that?
Aren't we missing Lucca?
We are. I have apparently.
I was in there.
Yeah,
But before we start, I will want to touch Lucca and ask her, not Lucca, Birke, and ask her to, let her go first, basically, because I want to enchant her halberd before we strike that thing.
Yeah, I don't think you have time for that because initiative is higher, so we'll see what happens.
Right.
But Artur is gonna be first. Well, and he spots the scorpion, and he says, "Ottardo, keep your eyes open." And he's gonna ready. What's he gonna do? Well, he's gonna try to devise a stratagem. Well, he doesn't have his short sword, so I'm just gonna sheath that, pick up that, and he's gonna devise a stratagem, which we'll do by shooting a crossbow, and then we'll see that it would hit, so he takes the action to actually shoot, and rolls the damage, which is an 11, which is a hit, and causes 11 points of damage. And it's Birke's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna hunt this prey. Does it happen to be from Badlands?
From what?
The Badlands.
The Darklands, you mean?
The Darklands, sorry.
No.
I wrote down Badlands.
No.
No? Okay. So I have Outwit. And technically that should give me a plus circumstance bonus to deception, intimidation, stealth, and recall knowledge checks. But I don't know if that's added automatically. I guess not, right?
I don't know how it works, but it says about the prey. So I guess you have to market prey
Exactly,
first.
so I'm going to hunt prey.
There's probably a switch somewhere where it says that you can check to say you're currently hunting prey. Yeah, you have on the actions tab. There's a checkbox that says target is your hunted prey, and if you click that, then all of those conditional. That's the second tab. So first one is character, one is actions.
I have hunt prey. I already clicked it.
No, not hunt prey. At the top of that page, there's a check.
Target is your hunt. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Perfect.
How it should factor in all the circumstantial bonuses.
Brilliant. Okay.
Okay, but you do need to, or you do want to make a recall knowledge as well, is that right?
Yeah, it's included with the hunt prey because I have the monster hunter feat, which As part of the action used to hunt your prey, I can attempt to recall knowledge.
Okay, that's a nature check.
Okay. But I guess if I just do nature, it won't add the +2.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, no, it didn't add it.
Okay, so it's an 18, which is exactly enough in this case. So this is a giant scorpion. No, it's just enough to know anything about this thing. So this is a giant scorpion. They're massive, terrifying arachnids. And they're typically as long or as large as you see them here. They are known to be pack animals and war beasts of various desert-dwelling monsters. And that's where they're usually encountered. But you can also find them in mountainside caves or burrowing beneath shallow layers of sand somewhere. It is kind of surprising to you to find them inside a ruined keep, however. So what should you know about them? They are quite agile, even though they're so big. They have reach. Their stinger is poisonous, and they have really fast reflexes. So they're almost like a snake in that sense, where they like wait for their opportunity and then they strike. And they can grab you with their pincers and constrict. So that's all interesting stuff about that.
Okay. So, crustaceans.
That's the short form, yes.
Okay, then I will, for my second action, I will stab it with my glaive.
All right, swing it. It's a hit.
And did it add my circumstance? Oh no, I don't have any for this. No, never mind. For 9 points of damage.
All right, that is hurts. It's injured. So
And
one more.
Move. If I move here, I can still hit it with reach, right?
Yes, but as you move, the attack of opportunity gets triggered, and it actually gets one.
Yep, and my friend's gonna reposition.
Big strike, and it's gonna try to sting you, like with lightning speed. Its stinger darts forward, but you.
And I still have a -1. So I have like a +1 AC.
There's something going wrong here. Let me see. Yeah, and it strikes you. So the first thing that happens is that you take 7 points of damage, and then I will need you to.
Wait. I know yet. Definitely hits. Yeah.
And then I will need a fortitude save. Please use the one in the chat. All right. But you can see that it's kind of like the poison gland is pumping poison in, or trying to pump poison into you, and there's like it drips on the floor as the stinger is retracted. But that was its attack of opportunity. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, so I moved all the way here, and that's it. That was my third action.
All right, Soma.
Okay. I was going to use a magic weapon on somebody, but seeing that this thing is already moved into the injured category, maybe we could try to maintain our usual things and actually whittle it down.
So what do you do?
I'll see how Sir Ottardo will manage, so for now I will just use the usual thing, Inspire Courage in one myself, then I will launch something telekinetically, the Scorpion.
Alright. Go for it. That's a miss. Then it's the Scorpion's turn, and it has Birke in reach, so it's going to target you, and it's going to try to strike you with one of its pincers. hits, so the first thing it does is it causes 10 points of damage. And then it grabs you as its second action, so you are now grabbed in its pincers. And then it constricts, which causes another 8 points of damage.
And I'm unconscious again.
And you are unconscious again.
My decision was wrong. I apologize.
Wait. And you can first, before you take that damage, you should do this fortitude save, because if you crit succeed on it, you will take no damage. It's a basic fortitude save.
So roll 2 damage.
It's just a regular success, so you take half damage, which is 4.
Yeah, but
But
I'm still.
That's still enough.
It's enough.
Right. So it strikes Birke with its pincers, then grabs her and it constricts, and you can see how Birke's eyes just roll back, and she goes limp in the creature's pincers. Ottardo.
Ottardo is going to start by raising his shield. And then he is going to start striding towards the creature. And then he is going to target it with his Morningstar.
Okay, but as you move closer to it, it does get another attack of opportunity because it just took its turn. What?
No, that. Forgot that it just took its turn.
But it misses. Is that right? Yeah, it misses. Okay. And then you strike and you hit. And that's 7 points of damage. Okay. And then I believe that's it, right? Move, shield. All right, Lucca.
Yeah, he's hearing what's happening in here. He says, oh dear. He's going to stride up. Get right behind Ottardo. He does have the he has inspired courage, right?
That's on him.
Everyone should have it within.
Okay. He's gonna try with the fire again. It didn't work so well yesterday, but today's a new day.
You don't want to grab the Inspire first?
I have it on.
Yep.
Oh, we don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it on you. That's why I was asking.
Oh,
I see it
that's
on
strange
you.
because I can see it on Souma and on Arthur.
Yeah, I see it on everyone else. I don't see it on you.
Weird.
Oh.
I have no idea. But I'm going to target it and fire away. Come on, sheet, catch up.
Yes.
There we go.
It's a new day. Double damage. 6 points. Oh, I'm gonna take twice that, right?
Yeah, I can't roll crit apparently on a spell, so.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is a devastating flame strike that you execute here, and it smells like burnt spiders. And that was your turn. Then it's Arthur's turn. Oh, was it not?
Yeah, that's it.
Arthur sees that and he says, looks like today is a new day. As he walks in, action 1, takes a second to devise a stratagem, and decides that it's not worth his time. So, I guess he's gonna keep moving to eventually, hopefully, be able to help Birke get out of those pincers. Birke, you're gonna move down here just before because it brought you to dying. And Souma, turn.
Well, keep doing what we do. Hope that be able to.
And it's a hit. And it's 7 points, which is enough to bring the scorpion down. It's a cracking sound as you break the creature's carapace and land a lethal blow with your telekinetic projectile as a good chunk of the debris slams against the creature. It falls down to the floor, its pincers open, and Soma averts her gaze.
Yeah.
And Birke kind of rolls out of the now open pincers, unconscious on the pile of rubble, as if she's just became part of the debris of this place. And at this point, we are going to roll credits because I hear my kids already starting to go nuts out there.
All right.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I
Alright.
am going to wait a second. I am going to give you XP for that encounter before we.
I need to reconsider my fighting strategy.
I mean, you just took a whole lot. I think your AC is too low. I think you should work on that. But other than
But
that,
I got the best armor I can have at this level.
I don't think. I think you can afford something better.
I mean,
I have like 9 gold left.
That's more than enough for like breastplate or chainmail.
I mean, Soma bought yourself a chainmail, so.
Definitely going shopping then. Get accessories.
okay, 64 XP for everyone.
Rajan might sound like an asshole, but he has some good stuff in his 64?
64.
64.
And then I'm gonna have to jump off. That was fun.
Right,
We're
good night.
not gonna be able to play next week if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
How about in 2 weeks?
I should be free.
I think so, but I'd have to double check.
Okay. Ale? Out of range. Okay, we can talk about this offline. Or not, you know.
All right.
You know what I mean. All right. See you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.